The rabbit catcher. It was a place of force. The wind gagging my mouth with my own blown hair, tearing off my voice, and the sea blinding me with its lights, the lives of the dead unreeling in it, spreading like oil. I tasted the malignity of the gorse, its black spikes, the extreme unction of its yellow candle flowers. They had an efficiency, a great beauty, and were extravagant, like torture. There was only one place to get to, simmering, perfumed, the paths narrowed into the hollow. And the snares almost effaced themselves, zeros shutting on nothing, set close like birth pangs. The absence of shrieks made a hole in the hot day, a vacancy. The glassy light was a clear wall, the thickets quiet. I felt a still busyness, an intent. I felt hands round a tea mug, dull, blunt, wringing the white china. How they awaited him, those little deaths. They waited like sweethearts. They excited him. And we, too, had a relationship. Tight wires between us, pegs too deep to uproot, and a mind like a ring, sliding shut on some quick thing, the constriction killing me also. Ariel. Stasis in darkness, then the substanceless blue pour of tour and distances. God's lioness, how one we grow. Pivot of heels and knees, the furrow splits and passes, sister to the brown arc of the neck I cannot catch. Nigger eye berries casting dark hooks, black sweet blood mouthfuls, shadows. Something else hauls me through air, thighs, hair, flakes from my heels. White Godiva iron peel, dead hands, dead stringencies. And now I foam to wheat, a glitter of seas. The child's cry melts in the wall. And I am the arrow, the dew that flies, suicidal, at one with the drive, into the red eye, the cauldron of morning. Poppies in October. Even the sun clouds this morning cannot manage such skirts, nor the woman in the ambulance whose red heart blooms through her coat so astoundingly. A gift, a love gift, utterly unasked for, by a sky palely and flamily igniting its carbon monoxides, by eyes dulled to a halt under bowlers. Oh my God, what am I, that these late mouths should cry open in a forest of frost, in a dawn of cornflowers. The applicant. First, are you our sort of person? Do you wear a glass eye, false teeth, or a crutch, a brace or a hook, rubber breasts or a rubber crotch, stitches to show something's missing? No, no. Then how can we give you a thing? Stop crying. Open your hand. Empty? Empty. Here is a hand to fill it and willing to bring teacups and roll away headaches and do whatever you tell it. Will you marry it? It is guaranteed to thumb shut your eyes at the end and dissolve of sorrow. We make new stock from the salt. I notice you are stark naked. How about this suit? Black and stiff, but not a bad fit. Will you marry it? It is waterproof, shatterproof, proof against fire and bombs through the roof. Believe me, they'll bury you in it. Now your head, excuse me, is empty. I have the ticket for that. Come here, sweetie, out of the closet. Well, what do you think of that? Naked as paper to start, but in 25 years she'll be silver, in 50, gold. A living doll everywhere you look. It can sew, it can cook, it can talk, talk, talk. It works. There is nothing wrong with it. You have a hole, it's a poultice. You have an eye, it's an image. My boy, it's your last resort. Will you marry it? Marry it. Marry it. Lady Lazarus. I have done it again. 1 year in every 10 I manage it, a sort of walking miracle, my skin bright as a Nazi lampshade, my right foot a paperweight, my face a featureless, fine Jew linen. Peel off the napkin, O my enemy. Do I terrify? Yes, yes, Herr Professor, it is I. Can you deny the nose, the eye pits, the full set of teeth? The sour breath will vanish in a day. Soon, soon the flesh the grave cave ate will be at home on me, and I a smiling woman. I am only 30, and like the cat, I have 9 times to die. This is number 3. What a trash to annihilate each decade. What a million filaments. The peanut-crunching crowd shoves in to see them unwrap me hand and foot. The big strip tease. Gentlemen, ladies, these are my hands, my knees. I may be skin and bone. I may be Japanese. Nevertheless, I am the same identical woman. The first time it happened, I was 10. It was an accident. The second time I meant to last it out and not come back at all. I rocked shut as a seashell. They had to call and pick the worms off me like sticky pearls. Dying is an art, like everything else. I do it exceptionally well. I do it so it feels like hell. I do it so it feels real. I guess you could say I've a call. It's easy enough to do it in a cell. It's easy enough to do it and stay put. It's the theatrical comeback in broad day to the same place, the same face, the same brute, amused shout, a miracle that knocks me out. There is a charge for the eyeing of my scars. There is a charge for the hearing of my heart. It really goes. And there is a charge, a very large charge, for a word or a touch or a bit of blood or a piece of my hair or my clothes. So, Herr Doctor. So, Herr Enemy. I am your opus. I am your valuable. The pure gold baby that melts to a shriek. I turn and burn. Do not think I underestimate your great concern. Ash, ash. You poke and stir. Flesh, bone. There is nothing there. A cake of soap, a wedding ring, a gold filling. Hear God, hear Lucifer. Beware, beware. Out of the ash I rise with my red hair, and I eat men like air. A secret. A secret, a secret. How superior. You are blue and huge, a traffic policeman holding up one palm. A difference between us? I have 1 eye, you have 2. The secret is stamped on you, faint undulant watermark. Will it show in the black detector? Will it come out, wavery, indelible, true, through the African giraffe in its Edeny greenery, the Moroccan hippopotamus? They stare from a square, stiff frill. They are for export, one a fool, the other a fool. A secret, an extra amber brandy finger, roosting and cooing, you, behind 2 eyes in which nothing is reflected but monkeys. A knife that can be taken out to pare nails, to lever the dirt. It won't hurt. An illegitimate baby, that big blue head. How it breathes in the bureau drawer. Is that lingerie, pet? It smells of salt cod. You had better stab a few cloves in an apple, make a sachet, or do away with the bastard. Do away with it altogether. No, it is happy there. But it wants to get out. Look, it is wanting to crawl. My God, there goes the stopper. The cars in the Place de la Concorde. Watch out. A stampede. Horns twirling and jungle gutturals. An exploded bottle of stout, slack foam in the lap. You stumble out, dwarf baby, the knife in your back. I feel weak. The secret is out. Cut. What a thrill. My thumb instead of an onion. The top quite gone, except for a sort of a hinge of skin. a flap like a hat, dead white, then that red plush. Little pilgrim, the Indians axed your scalp. Your turkey wattle carpet rolls straight from the heart. I step on it, clutching my bottle of pink fizz. Celebration this is. Out of a gap, a million soldiers run, redcoats, every one. Whose side are they on? Oh, my homunculus, I am ill. I have taken a pill to kill the thin, papery feeling. Oh, saboteur, kamikaze man, the stain on your gauze Ku Klux Klan babushka darkens and tarnishes. And when the bald pulp of your heart confronts its small mill of silence, how you jump, trepanned veteran, dirty girl, thumb stump. Stopped dead. A squeal of brakes, or is it a birth cry? And here we are, hung out over the dead drop, Uncle, pants factory fatso, millionaire. And you out cold beside me in your chair. The wheels, two rubber grubs bite their sweet tails. Is that Spain down there? Red and yellow, two passionate hot metals, writhing and sighing. What sort of a scenery is it? It isn't England, it isn't France, it isn't Ireland. It's violent. We're here on a visit, with a goddamn baby screaming off somewhere. There's always a bloody baby in the air. I'd call it a sunset, but whoever heard a sunset yowl like that? You are sunk in your 7 chins, still as a ham. Who do you think I am, uncle, uncle? Sad Hamlet with a knife? Where do you stash your life? In your breast, in your vest, in your haunch, in your paunch, that snail furl of breath, that start of the heart. You see, I see a sort of a twig that might just hold me, but not you. You're too big. Is it a penny, a pearl, your soul, your soul? I'll carry it off like a rich, pretty girl. Simply open the door and step out of the car and live in Gibraltar on air, on air. Nick and the Candlestick. I am a miner. The light burns blue. Waxy stalagmites drip and thicken. Tears the earthen womb exudes from its dead boredom. Black bat airs wrap me, raggy shawls, cold homicides. They weld to me like plums. Old cave of calcium, icicles, old echoer. Even the newts are white, those holy joes. And the fish. Christ, they're panes of ice, a vice of knives, a piranha religion drinking its first communion out of my live toes. The candle gulps and recovers its small altitude, its yellows hearten. Oh, love, how did you get here? Oh, embryo, remembering even in sleep your crossed position. The blood blooms clean in you, Ruby. The pain you wake to is not yours. Love, love, I have hung our cave with roses, with soft rugs, the last of Victoriana. Let the stars plummet to their dark address. Let the mercuric atoms that cripple drip into the terrible well. You are the one solid the spaces lean on, envious. You are the baby in the barn. The brass atlas you inherited is hefting his milk pillar. He kneels, head bent, a panther head on a panther pelt, gnawing his forehead, each incisor a wide, bright horn. The panther mane squirming, a million gold worms down his back, a bearded Greek. Under the gold bowl of his navel, where his phallus and balls should be, a panther claw. I leave you the mystery. It is not the firmament that makes him look so sick, this philosopher. Maybe it's the panther jaw, the beastly lobotomy. The mirror floats us at one candle power. We smile and stare. That's you, that's me. Medusa. Off that land spit of stony mouth plugs, eyes rolled by white sticks, ears cupping the sea's incoherences, you house your unnerving head, god-ball, lens of mercies. Your stooges plying their wild cells in my keel's shadow, pushing by like hearts. Red stigmata at the very center, riding the rip tide to the nearest point of departure, dragging their Jesus hair. Did I escape, I wonder? My mind winds to you, old barnacled umbilicus, Atlantic cable, keeping itself, it seems, in a state of miraculous repair. In any case, you are always there, tremulous breath at the end of my line, curve of water upleaping to my water rod, dazzling and grateful, touching and sucking. I didn't call you at all. Nevertheless, you steamed to me over the sea, fat and red, a placenta paralyzing the kicking lovers. Cobra light, squeezing the breath from the blood bells of the fuchsia. I could draw no breath, dead and monoless, overexposed like an X-ray. That martyr's smile, that loony pivot, that stellar jellyhead, and a million little suckers loving me. Who do you think you are? A communion wafer? Blubbery Mary? I shall take no bite of your body, bottle in which I live, ghastly Vatican. I am sick to death of hot salt. Green as eunuchs your wishes hiss at my sins. Off, Ely tentacle. There is nothing between us. Pera. Jade stone of the side, the agonized side of a green Adam. I smile, cross-legged, enigmatical, shifting my clarities. So valuable, how the sun polishes this shoulder. And should the moon, my indefatigable cousin, rise with her cancerous pallors, dragging trees, little bushy polyps, little nets, my visibilities hide. I gleam like a mirror. At this facet the bridegroom arrives, lord of the mirrors. It is himself he guides in among these silk screams, these rustling appurtenances. I breathe, and the mouth veil stirs its curtain. My eye veil is a concatenation of rainbows. I am his. Even in his absence I revolve in my sheath of impossibles, priceless and quiet, among these parakeets, macaws. Oh, chatterers! Attendants of the eyelash, I shall unloose one feather like the peacock. Attendants of the lip, I shall unloose one note, shattering the chandelier of air that all day plies its crystals, a million ignorants. Attendants of the nose, the bowsprits of the Viking wallow and dull. Attendants, and at his next step I shall unloose from the small jeweled doll he guards like a heart, the lioness, the shriek in the bath, the cloak of holes. A birthday present. What is this behind this veil? Is it ugly? Is it beautiful? It is shimmering. Has it breasts? Has it edges? I'm sure it is unique. I'm sure it is just what I want. When I'm quiet at my cooking, I feel it looking. I feel it thinking, is this the one I am to appear for? Is this the elect one? The one with black eye pits and a scar, measuring the flour, cutting off the surplus, adhering to rules. Is this the one for the Annunciation? My God, what a laugh. But it shimmers, it does not stop, and I think it wants me. I would not mind if it was bones or a pearl button. I do not want much of a present anyway this year. After all, I'm alive only by accident. I would have killed myself gladly that time any possible way. Now there are these veils shimmering like curtains, the diaphanous satins of a January window, white as baby's bedding and glittering with dead breath. Oh, ivory, it must be a tusk there, a ghost column. Can you not see I do not mind what it is? Can you not give it to me? Do not be ashamed. I do not mind if it is small. Do not be mean. I am ready for enormity. Let us sit down to it, one on either side, admiring the gleam, the glaze, the mirrory variety of it. Let us eat our last supper at it like a hospital plate. I know why you will not give it to me. You are terrified. The world will go up in a shriek, and your head with it. Bossed, brazen, an antique shield, a marvel to your great-grandchildren. Do not be afraid. It is not so. I will only take it and go aside quietly. You will not even hear me opening it. No paper crackle, no falling ribbons, no scream at the end. I do not think you credit me with this discretion. If you only knew how the veils were killing my days. To you they are only transparencies, clear air. But my God, the clouds are like cotton, armies of them. They are carbon monoxide. Sweetly, sweetly I breathe in, filling my veins with invisibles, with a million probable motes that tick the years off my life. You were silver-suited for the occasion. Oh, adding machine, is it impossible for you to let something go and have it go whole? Must you stamp each piece in purple? Must you kill what you can? There is this one thing I want today, and only you can give it to me. It stands at my window big as the sky. It breathes from my sheets. The cold, dead center where spilt lives congeal and stiffen to history. Let it not come by the mail, finger by finger. Let it not come by word of mouth. I should be 60 by the time the whole of it was delivered and too numb to use it. Only let down the veil, the veil, the veil. If it were death, I would admire the deep gravity of it, its timeless eyes. I would know you were serious. There would be a nobility then. There would be a birthday. And the knife not carve but enter, pure and clean as the cry of a baby, and the universe slide from my side. Amnesiac. No use whistling for lioness. Sea cold, it certainly is. Take a look at the white high berg of his forehead. There's where it sunk. The blue, green, gray, indeterminate gilt sea of his eyes washing over it, and a round bubble popping upward from the mouths of bells, people, and cows. The Lionians had always thought heaven would be something else, but with the same faces, the same places, the same shells on the same mantel, next to the same pot dog, the same clock. It was not a shock. The clear, green, quite breathable atmosphere, gold grits underfoot, and the spidery water dazzle on field and street. It never occurred that they had been forgot, that the big God had lazily closed one eye and let them slip over the English cliff and under so much history. They did not see him smile, turn like an animal, in his cage of ether, his cage of stars. He'd had so many wars. The white gape of his mind was the real tabula rasa. No use now begging, recognize. There is nothing to do with such a beautiful blank but smooth it. Name, house, car keys, the little toy wife erased. Sigh, sigh. 4 babies and a cocker. Nurses the size of worms and a minute doctor tuck him in. Old happenings peel from his skin. Down the drain with all of it. Hugging his pillow like the red-headed sister he never dared to touch, he dreams of a new one, barren, the lot are barren, and of another color. How they'll travel, 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 scenery sparking off their brother-sister rears a comet tail, and money the sperm fluid of it all. One nurse brings in a green drink, one a blue. They rise on either side of him like stars. The two drinks flame and foam. Oh, sister, mother, wife, sweet Lethe is my life. I am never, never, never coming home. Daddy. You do not do any more black shoe in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years, poor and white, barely daring to breathe or chew. Daddy, I have had to kill you. You died before I had time, marble heavy, a bag full of God, ghastly statue with one gray toe big as a Frisco seal, and a head in the freakish Atlantic, where it pours bean green over blue in the waters off beautiful Nosset. I used to pray to recover you, ach du, in the German tongue in the Polish town, scraped flat by the roller of wars, wars, wars. But the name of the town is common. My Polack friend says there are a dozen or two. So I never could tell where you put your foot, your root. I never could talk to you. The tongue stuck in my jaw. It's stuck in a barbed wire snare. Ich. I could hardly speak. I thought every German was you. And the language obscene, an engine, chuffing me off like a Jew to Dachau, Auschwitz, Belsen. I began to talk like a Jew. I think I may well be a Jew. The snows of the Tyrol, the clear beer of Vienna, are not very pure or true. With my gypsy ancestress and my weird luck, and my tarok pack and my tarok pack, I may be a bit of a Jew. I have always been scared of you, with your Luftwaffe, your gobbledygoo, and your neat moustache, and your Aryan eye, bright blue. Panzerman, oh you, not God but a swastika, so black no sky could squeak through. Every woman adores a fascist, the boot in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. You stand at the blackboard, Daddy, in the picture I have of you, a cleft in your chin instead of your foot. But no less a devil for that, no, not any less the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20 I tried to die and get back to you. I thought even the bones would do. But they pulled me out of the sack and they stuck me together with glue. And then I knew what to do. I made a model of you, a man in black with a Mein Kampf look and a love of the rack and the screw, and I said, I do. So, Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephone's off at the root, the voices just can't whirn through. If I've killed one man, I've killed two. The vampire who said he was you and drank my blood for a year, 7 years if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They are dancing and stamping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, you bastard, I'm through. Fever, 103. Pure, what does it mean? The tongues of hell are dull. Dull as the triple tongues of dull fat Cerberus who wheezes at the gate. Incapable of licking clean the aguey tendon, the sin. Oh, Otto da Fe, the purple men, gold-crusted, thick with spleen, sit with their hooks and crooks and stoke the light. The tinder cries. the indelible smell of a snuffed candle. Love, love, the low smokes roll from me like Isadora's scarves. I'm in a fright one scarf will catch an anchor in the wheel. Such yellow sullen smokes make their own element. They will not rise, but trundle round the globe, choking the aged and the meek, the weak hothouse baby in its crib, the ghastly orchid hanging its hanging garden in the air. Devilish leopard, radiation turned it white and killed it in an hour, greasing the bodies of adulterers like Hiroshima ash and eating in the sin, the sin. Darling, all night I have been flickering, off, on, off, on. The sheets grow heavy as a lecher's kiss. 3 days, 3 nights. Lemon water, chicken water, water make me wretch. I am too pure for you or anyone. Your body hurts me as the world hurts God. I am a lantern. My head a moon of Japanese paper, my gold-beaten skin infinitely delicate and infinitely expensive. Does not my heat astound you, and my light? All by myself I am a huge camellia, glowing and coming and going, flush on flush. I think I am going up. I think I may rise. The beads of hot metal fly, and I, love, I am a pure acetylene virgin, attended by roses, by kisses, by cherubim, by whatever these pink things mean. Not you, nor him, nor him, nor him. My selves dissolving, old whore petticoats, to paradise.